Keep it high, keep it tight. I'm Jay Mercer, Review Guy, back to bring you another 5-minute review. Today we are going to be kicking off the 1,000 subscriber celebration week, in which I'm going to be releasing a 5-minute review every single day for 7 days. And on day 3 and 7, we are going to be doing a big video that you guys can vote on. That video is still up. Go vote on one of the 5 videos in the description below, and you could be one of the people that inspire one of those 2 big videos. So apologies that I am not physically in this video. I am changing some stuff around in my room and changing up some of the background and backdrop, so I will be in the next one 100%, but I just wanted to get this out for you guys because this is a very important album. This is an album that released last year, October 27th, 2017, by the label Season of Mist, and it was released to Patreon contributors a few days earlier also, so that's kind of cool. So this is Earn by Obliviscaris, and they are an Australian progressive metal band / extreme metal band. And the reason this is a very important album, in my opinion, is it encaptures everything that made me adore the album that came out this year entitled A Complex of Cages by Barren Earth. And I talked so highly of that album. I still talk so highly of that album because it truly is a trip. And it's honestly going to be one of my favorite albums of the year. I can guarantee that. So the thing about Earn, and the reason I can draw that parallel, is this album is one of the most beautifully brutal albums I've heard. It mixes a very heavy atmosphere, heavy extreme metal playing, with classical folk metal type of sounding progressive metal. And it's these 4 genres that are blended, even more so than on Barren Earth's album, which would be like extreme / death metal, progressive metal, folk metal, and classical music. And to be honest, if I was doing videos back in 2017, this would have ranked very, very high, if not #1 on my favorite albums of the year list, because this is a special album. I talk about special albums a lot, and I'll go ahead and say the rating for this album straight off the bat. I do believe this is a perfect 10 out of 10 for people that like this music, and to be honest, I really enjoyed this album. So this is a 4-track album, but the first track and the last track are divided up into 2 parts within them. So Libra has Saturnine Spheres and Ascent of Burning Moths, and that track goes on for 12 minutes and 27 seconds. This is a 54-minute, 54-second album. And then you got Intravenous, which is a 7-minute, 28-second track. I have to say that Libra is a great starter to the album as well. The final track is Earn. It's 14 minutes and 8 seconds. It has part 1 is And Within the Void We Are Breathless, and the second part is As Embers Dance in Our Eyes. But I have to say, the standout for this album, and the reason I skipped from 2 to 4, is track number 3. Eerie is a fantastic track. It is 11 minutes, 51 seconds. It's not divided into parts. Intravenous, and Eerie, which are tracks 2 and 3, they're not divided into parts. They're just straight up tracks. And I have to say Eerie, or Airy, however it's pronounced, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation of that, is a great song because it goes through so many changes. You have these folk metal sounding parts, you have these classical sounding parts, and it's one of those songs that's a trip, and I can see myself going back to this song a lot because it is quite beautifully made. Now, I have to give some really good praise to Tim Charles, who does the clean vocals on this album. He also does the violin work, and this album has some additional instrumentalists that do like the bass, the cello, some extra violins on additional moments of tracks, and then you have like the violin, which it's really is a trip that is interesting, and you gotta check it out because you have an egg shaker, which is an instrument, a percussion instrument. I mean, you have this choir sound, and you have this great guitar playing, tight-knit songwriting, great lyricism, and it truly, from start to finish, takes your attention and commands it and keeps it, or at least it does for me. So anyways, guys, I have to say, check this album out. Like I said, it's a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. I'll talk to you guys next time on the next review, which is going to be the second day of the celebration. My name is Jay Morse, Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.
Oh no, what's your mama gonna say when I tell her that I broke no heart? It's just things aren't the way that they used to be. Oh no, now you crying on the bathroom floor and I guess it's the end. Well, I lost my mind and I lost my